Hey, this is Manny, and this is day 15. And day 15 is a Tuesday. I'm out and about today with my job, and I thought, as I'm waiting for my buddy to get out of the house from going to see his aunt, that I would take the time to shoot this video. So, you know, sun's in my eyes, the birds are singing, the sky's blue, everything's beautiful. Day 15 has been a slow day. Not a lot going on. And I realized that probably that's not a bad thing. You know, I'd spent some time talking to one of my housemates, and he was bringing up the issue that, because I was telling him, man, just fatigued, you know, I'm really tired. And, you know, his comment was, easy as she goes, right? And this guy's got, you know, a couple of years of sobriety. And so I think, anyway, if he doesn't, he sure acts like it. And I do listen to his counsel, because he gives really good advice. So I sat back and thought about that, and you know, I have been pressing the gas pedal to the floor since the 10th, and man, that's a lot of effort. And I guess that's not a lot. What I'm doing is not a lot of effort for most folks, but for somebody coming out of an inpatient facility, that's sobering enough, haha, pun intended. But the amount of energy and the stress and the drama and all the things that go with going into rehab, that whole event, and then working inside the rehab to try to put that away and drop the rock and move forward, that's a big emotional task. Then, you know, doing my 12-step program and doing my step 4, which is very emotional, and step 5, which is even more emotional, writing a goodbye letter, taking on this weird thing I'm doing of video journaling, and, you know, getting back in school, getting my transcripts, having to think about financial aid, you know, working in between a job, and going to AA meetings, going to Zoom meetings. It's a lot. Phone calls drop in the middle, and so forth. So I really think that I don't have a lot to say today, other than take it easy. When my body says that it's tired or that I'm mentally fatigued, I know now I need to lay down or unplug. Not stack up a bunch of coffee or energy drinks to kind of keep it going, because that's just not healthy and it's just not going to work. So, long nap on day 15. I have a very wealthy friend who one time said about naps are the luxury of the wealthy, because he couldn't take a nap because he was always working. And guy's a very wealthy guy. And so, you know, I think naps are the luxury of people coming out of rehab and trying to get their life back together as well, because some moments are very slow. So I just wanted to share a couple of things, right? And one is to make sure that people watching this understand that you know, I have a higher power. My higher power is God. And I talk to my sponsor a lot about his life, because you look at his life and, you know, man, it's just a life I'd love to have, right? And it's very normal. Guy's got very simple guy, got, you know, 3 beautiful children and a beautiful wife, and a beautiful life. And he one time told me, you know, I know you look at my life and you think it's awesome and so forth, but, you know, I'm in recovery as well, and I have to fight these demons every day too. But without God, well, actually, that's not what he said. He says 2 things give me the life that I have today: God and AA. And he's right. And for me, it's God, AA, and doing my video journal and sharing it. Because of my conversations I'm having with people, what kind of flows out naturally is that doing this is keeping me sober and is helping me. And I heard another interesting, because I'm having a lot of conversations with people all over the place, right? And the guy today that's got 13 years, 8 months, and so many days of sobriety, because he liked saying that to me a lot, which he should, because that's a proud thing, and reinforces to me that I got a chance here, right? He said, knowing what I don't know and knowing what I need to know are two things that he focuses on, right? Knowing what I don't know and knowing what I need to know, because you don't need to know everything. And the things you don't know, maybe you just don't need to know them, but you do need to know the things you need to know. And that's becoming clearer every day to me, right? Like, I can be alone but not be lonely, which so many people, I believe, struggle with. That just because you're alone doesn't mean you're lonely. My days are very full. And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about quickly, because I don't want to go real long on this video. I wanted to say to people watching this that are re-immersing into society, normal society, struggling with sobriety, some of the things I do on a daily basis that I think helps keep me sober. And I'll say something at the end of this from somebody said to me that just doesn't understand, doesn't get it, right? Because the answer could be yes or no, right? So I'll leave it to you when I say the answer. You can say what your opinion of it is. I get up every morning. I do meditation for a couple of minutes. It's hard because, you know, my mind wanders. And the minute my mind really starts wandering all over the place, I cut it short. So, you know, I'll put on something on YouTube. And it's an ongoing pattern. It's frequency 1111. My friend Guy showed me. And it's just for meditation, normalization of the brain, giving you energy, giving you clarity, giving you peace. So that's a good, sometimes it's a half an hour, but normally it's about 5 minutes, which is about what I can take. And then I do some very basic things. I listen to Greg Laurie podcasts because the guy just makes me smile, and I love having his gospel stories in the morning. It just kind of fills my day, starts my day right, and I can't leave a podcast with Greg Laurie without a smile on my face. And, you know, at the end of each podcast, I recommit my life to Jesus, which is important. You know, God and AA. And I check all my balances, how much cash I have in my wallet, what's in the bank, what are my credit cards, make sure all those transactions are right. Because, you know, when you're running on a very tight budget, you can't have somebody, you know, charging something on your card from Amazon, which happened to me when I was in rehab, which was a major issue, right? Somebody was charging things against my card, my debit card of all things, on Amazon. I ended up getting the money back, but that's not a good thing, right? Especially when you're so restricted. So that has forced me to check everything every morning. Do a couple of readings on Everything AA. Go to the app and I do my morning readings that they provide, serenity readings and so forth. And then I dig into my day. I think about things overnight and then from the day before, and I try to set 3 specific goals, because I know I can get to 3 goals. I don't want to set goals I can't get to, because I don't want to have that feeling of not having a successful day. If you're goal driven, you'll understand, right? So 3 good goals, and then I build a lot of subtopics around those goals, which if you got 3 goals and it has any meat to those goals, you're going to have a full day. So I try to get my 3 goals out the way, and then anything I can fit in between, I do. And then any calls I have, I take a lot of notes. I journal a lot of things in my book as a diary for, you know, what this looks like these first 28 days, starting on day 29 and moving forward. And it gives me, you know, some content for these videos. But I mean, really, I have probably 20 notebooks full, with notes and journals every day. So every day is the date, what day of the week it is, what time did I wake up, That's the top of my journal. And then I'm manifesting on a certain dollar amount that I want to achieve this year, and I write that dollar amount on every page that I turn this journal. Next page, boom, I'll write the number down. Next page, boom, write the number down. So I'm burning this number in my head. So, yesterday morning when I woke up, I'm doing the same process, but what I really realized, I'm manifesting on a number that I have made no plans to earn. So now I need to lay my blueprint out on how I'm going to get to that number, which is awesome because it really kind of makes my little mini Manny Colomb reboot business model. So this is how I start my day, and I end my day. Good nutrition. I stay well hydrated all day, drink a lot of water, eat good food because my body craves food because there's no longer I have alcohol in my body. So I'm trying to eat really well because that's a really big part of staying sober, is keeping your body in shape and then losing some weight and starting to look a little better in the mirror, which for me is virtually impossible. I mean, you see my face here, you know what I'm talking about. So, but it makes me feel good to eat good food and fuel my body. And then I'll do an in-person AA meeting or a Zoom AA meeting. Again, Everything AA app has some awesome online meetings. I got a couple I've been going to on a regular basis here lately. I do like it. It's people from all over the world, and man, it's a great vibe. So, and then I shut it down, watch some TV, and then take my night meds, and then off I go to La La Land. So the other thing about night meds is a lot of us get on night meds when you're inpatient, and I was on night meds. I had weaned myself off, but I was on night meds before I went in. I stopped taking them, but I was prescribed trazodone, which is a good night drug, and I take it with melatonin. Trazodone brings you down, and melatonin holds you down. It just really kind of gets my brain shut down and gets me maybe my straight 8. But what I want to say is, don't overtake the melatonin or your night meds, because I hate waking up in the morning feeling groggy and having to work through getting awake and just feeling like crap until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Not good. So I'm adjusting my night meds now, so when I wake up in the morning I feel physically alert and awake, because as I've said prior, sometimes my fatigue makes me feel like I'm depressed. So that's kind of where I end it, and wait to see you tomorrow.